Now, let's talk about video for a second. Let's talk about online video, which is topic number 4. Online video is simply where, through the internet, you can go up and you can watch some type of a video program. It's as simple as that. Video has been a toughie. It's always been tough. Reason it's been tough for people is because video is huge. It makes monster-sized files. If you try to download a video, the typical video from the internet, it would take an hour or two to do that. So until recently, it hasn't been as popular. However, there's this technology called streaming. Streaming simply means that instead of you sitting and waiting for the entire video to come down to your computer, you actually watch the video as it downloads. So in other words, you sit there and the video starts, and we'll see this in a second here. You sit and you wait for a few seconds, and then you see the video start. And while you're watching the front of the video, the back part of the video is still downloading to your computer. Now, if you have a slower internet connection, sometimes this online video can kind of stop and start. And what's happening is that the video is coming to your computer, but as it's coming, something is interrupting it. Maybe it's just a slow day, maybe there's a lot of people on the internet, whatever it might be. And so you watch the video, but at a certain point it will stop because the stream has stopped. And then once the stream gets going again, it picks up and it continues on. And that's kind of why you get this stop and start. But the thing is that I know that a lot of you now have faster connections to the internet through maybe Cox or Quest or Windstream or Roadrunner or all the different services in Lincoln and Omaha. And these new faster services basically have allowed us to do more streaming of video. It's better. It's better than it's ever been before. Now, to watch video on your computer, you typically have to have this thing called a flash player. Again, this is a freebie. It's from Adobe. A good 99% of computers already have it, so it doesn't take a lot of extra stuff to watch video on the internet. Now, in terms of what kind of video you can get to, what I'm, of course, looking at is instructional videos for online learning purposes. There's lots of entertainment videos out there. There's all kinds of stuff out there you can go and watch. But the two places that I'm going to point at today that I'm going to kind of take you to quickly today are, I'm going to take you out to Discover Skills for a second. We're going to look at the video that we have out there. And then we're going to take a look at YouTube. Because believe it or not, YouTube has become one of the biggest, most visited social networking sites on the internet. And even though a lot of the videos out there are sort of for fun and just kind of crazy video stuff, there's some wonderful, wonderful, wonderful instructional videos that are out there for people to get to. Okay? The big thing about YouTube, the big thing about watching video is learning how to use the video player. And that's what I want to take a quick look at. So let's again pop my instructions down here. And again, I'll try to go a little bit slower. I'm going to pull up my browser again here. And I'm back on my Discover Skills site again. So now I'm going to scroll up. Okay, and hopefully you can now kind of see the top of the screen here. Okay, again, I'm going to go a little bit slower so my screen can kind of catch up with my voice here. And I'm going to click on this button that says Discover Skills Blog. Now, you don't have to be a member to go into the blog area. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. Okay. Now, again, you'll probably have to wait for this to load a bit. But what you're going to see on your screen here as we get into this, my visuals are 4 minutes delayed. Wow. Is that true, Joan? Oh, you're going through satellite. Gotcha. Okay. I'm reading a message from Joan over here, and she says that her visuals are delayed a bunch. I'm sorry, Joan. You know what? And at least you'll be able to see the replay of this that I put up there. So hopefully everybody else can kind of catch up with the visuals here. Okay, so here I am on the blog page. Now, if you scroll down, you're going to notice here's the first blog. These blogs are listed in descending by date. In other words, the latest one is always up here at the top. And here's one from August 17th. Now, notice what you have here for the blog. even though down the page farther, and I'm not going to scroll down quickly to show you that, but down the page farther there's a full text blog available. This is a video blog. And you can see that because you can see this is a video page right in front of us here, and that right here in the middle of the screen is a video. Now notice in the corner it says this is a YouTube video, and I'll tell you why that is. I actually put my video blogs on YouTube, and I do that to help advertise our programs because then anybody on YouTube might run across it. Plus, they're hosting it, which means that I don't have to pay for the hosting service. Now, I do have a hosting service I use for the private member videos. We don't put those on YouTube. But for a lot of stuff we do for blogging especially, I'm going to put it up on YouTube. So we have the YouTube player here is what we have. In learning how to use this player right here, you're also going to learn how to use YouTube, although we're going to go over to it here in a minute. All right, so let's say that you want to see this. Well, first of all, look at what you got in the middle of the screen, a great big play button. If I click on that, you're going to see the video start. Now, I realize that across the internet, you are looking over my shoulder. This is going to look really jumpy, so I'm just going to prepare you right now that the video you're looking at on my screen, even though it looks great to me, isn't probably going to look very good to you. Okay? But the point is not for you to watch the video here today online. What I want to show you are the controls at the bottom of the video. Okay? Now, what I just did, and you can see here's me in my office at work. I've got my little camera set up and so on. What you can see here is that I paused the video. Now, how did I do that? Well, first of all, just by clicking on it itself, you can start it. Oopsie, hang on a second, guys. Didn't mean to do that. I screwed up there. Okay. Just by clicking on the screen itself, you can start it and stop it. Okay. But notice down here in the left-hand corner, and I hope you can see my mouse moving down in the corner here, there's a play button. That's what that big arrow is down here. When I click the arrow, the video will start. Notice now the arrow looks like a big pause button. When I click it again, it pauses. So this is the first control you need to learn how to use, is the play and pause button, which is right down here in the corner. Okay, right next to it is a volume control button. That's what that little thing there is. It's a speaker. When I mouse over the top of it, I've got a slider control that I can raise and lower by clicking and dragging. That's what I'm doing right now. Okay, so I can increase and decrease the volume. Now, a little side note here. Not only can you control the volume from here, but you also have your volume controls down in the tray of your taskbar that you can click on. I'm using Windows 7, so you can see what it looks like for me on Windows 7 down here. These controls here, you'll notice that I have this one kind of low now. You can see that I've lowered it. Okay. If I go over to one of my taskbar, notice that it's still high. So the thing is that oftentimes these controls work independently of each other. So not only do you have to come to this volume control, but you may have to go to the one in your tray as well. Okay. Now, third thing is that right next to that you'll see some timer controls. These times are basically the first time is how many seconds you're into it, and the second time is the length of the video in total. So right now I'm at 28 seconds of a video that is 7 minutes and 42 seconds long. The third thing you'll see is what's called a scrubber control. The scrubber control is a click and drag thing that you can use to move back and forth in the video to different segments. You can even see there, and I know it's a lot slower on your screen, when I drag it over, for example, to the 1 minute 32 second point, I'm at this screen. I can drag it back here. Here's the 34 second point that I'm at now. So this is basically a scrubber control, it's called. The next thing is over on the right hand side, you're going to see the number 360p. What the heck is that? Well, the 360p, let's see, can you move info screen off to the left to avoid that stupid advertisement? No, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, Sally. And I'll talk again about the advertisement here in a little bit, but now the ad is still on the side. I'm answering a text chat question. Sorry, guys. the little 360p that's over here on the right hand side, this is actually the quality. It's actually the resolution of the video. 360p is what you would call normal okay quality. A lot of people who have put videos up on the internet, including Senior Health Foundation, also put higher quality versions up. And so you can see that for our video, for example, you can either have it at 360, you can have it at higher quality 480, or at high definition 720. Now, the thing about this is this. Every time you go up to a higher definition, you are downloading or streaming to your computer a bigger video, which also means that it may stop and start a lot more for you. It may pause. So you need a higher speed connection for these higher resolutions. But a lot of you who have Cox, who have Quest, who have DSL or cable types of connections shouldn't have any problem watching this video in high definition. And all you have to do is scroll up and click on it, and that'll take it to high def. And you can see this number down here now. And again, I'll slow down a little bit so you can catch up. This number now says 720p. It's reloading, and now this is a high quality video that's playing here. And I'm going to go ahead and pause it again. Okay, the last two buttons over here, the big red button that you see is the closed captioning button. And if closed captioning is available, then you can turn it off and on with this button here. I don't have closed captions for my videos, although I'm thinking about that in the future. And then finally, over on the right-hand side is what's called a full screen button. And let me show you what happens when you click on that. If you click on the full screen button, it is now filling up my entire computer screen, and I hope that you can see that on your screen as well, that now it's filling up this entire area of my screen. Also notice that if you want to get out of this mode here, you just have to press the escape key on your keyboard. And that's what I just did. I pressed the ESC key in the upper left-hand side of my keyboard, and it'll take you back down to a smaller size. So this is what video on YouTube and video on Senior Health Foundation, at least that's coming from YouTube, this is how it's going to work.